In this video, we're going to go over the door. So up here in your architecture tab, very visible, it is door. So I'm going to go ahead and left click on that. And immediately over here in our properties bar, you're going to be able to choose different options. It might be one door, it might be multiple doors, but there should be at least one option here. If you don't like anything that you see in this area, so already preset, up here in our tab, in our ribbon, we have modify / place door, and I'm going to go ahead and click on load family. This is going to bring up the load family box, and you can choose. In this case, we're going to select doors, but let's say you're going to add a component or a window or something like that. You want to make sure that you're loading the correct family within what you've selected. So for example, if I try to click on casework and try to pick something, it's going to give me an error. It says some or all of the family files you selected cannot be loaded. You must choose family ties of the category doors. Okay, so if something like that appears, it means you're just trying to select something that isn't loaded under the family name of doors. So I'm going to go back here and make sure I select doors. Then I'm going to go to residential, and let's see here, what door do I want? This one. I'm going to select this one. From this box over here on the right side, you can see a preview of what the door or whatever it is that you're choosing looks like. Okay, and for the most part they are all named very well, so you can tell by just reading what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and click open because I like that door. And this screen, what this is asking is what size of that door do you want. So here on the left side, you're going to see the door, so I'd left click on it, and then from here you can click on whichever size you want. If you hold in shift and left click, you're going to select multiple, and if you hold in control and left click, you can do individual selecting. What you do not want to do is start at the top, hold in shift, go all the way down to the bottom and select all of them and load it in. This is going to slow down your program, this is going to slow down the file, so make sure that you do not do that. Only select the ones that you think you're going to use. So in this case, I'm looking at the sizes. I want the 3684 and I'm going to go with the 3696. So those are the two I want. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And then it's going to load a little bit, but you should see now that your door has appeared, and if you put your cursor onto a wall, it should display the image. Also, double check up here in your properties tab that the door is correct. So if I do click on this, you should see the two sizes that you selected are now loaded into your file. So I want to go with the 3696, and you can do this in your 3D view, or if you switch to your level 1 floor plan and then select your door, and this is the one I want, and of course when you place it, all you have to do is left click. Here, as I am placing it, depending on which side of the wall your mouse is, you're going to see it changes the placement of the door. It's placing it on the inside or the outside. I want it to open inward, so I'm going to left click, ensuring that it's on the inside, and it will place my door. If I hit escape 2 times and select my door, I have options here. So you can see horizontal arrows and vertical arrows. The vertical arrows, if I left click, is going to flip it to the outside. If I click it again, it's going to flip it to the inside, and of course the horizontal will flip it from left to right. Oops, clicked the wrong one. So left to right. Okay, so if you do accidentally place the door in wrong, you can always adjust it. Also, if you click on your door, you can click and hold and adjust where it is on the wall. So if you placed it here and you're like, oh no, that's not where I want, just left click and hold and drag it to the new dimension. Okay, so that is how to place the door. So let's say I want to add this door because I like this door again. However, I want to edit it, or I want something different. I want it to be really wide or taller than one of the presets that I have. So what I can do is, while I'm in this door, if you go to Edit Type, it's going to bring up this specific door and its properties. If you want to make any adjustments to a door, regardless of the type of door, before you do any changing, you want to duplicate. So select Duplicate, and then here in the name, of course you want to keep the size or whatever size you plan on using. So in this case, I want my door, instead of 36 inches, to be 48. So I'm going to say 48 by 96, click OK. And then here in the properties, you're going to see a lot of options. You have this construction, materials and finishes, and then dimensions. Here, currently the width was 3 feet. I know that I don't want 3 feet because I want it to be 48 inches, so I will type in 4 feet. Here on the height, if you planned on changing the height, you can type in a new height for that. Same thing here, rough width, rough height, you can adjust everything. So the thickness of the door, right now it's at 1 3/8. If I want it to be a real thick door, I'm going to say 3 inches. I want it to be 3 inches. If you scroll down, you can continue to see other options. I'm not going to go through every single one of these with you. In most cases, you're not going to have to touch these. But if I come up here, where materials and finishes are, so let's say the glazing is glass, I like that. Panel material, cherry. I don't want cherry. So what I can do is left click here, and you're going to see this little button has 3 dots. If you left click on it, it's going to bring up the material browser, and it should show you what it's currently at, and it's currently at cherry. Let's say I wanted it to be, I'm going to scroll down here, I want it to be door framing material. So I'm going to go ahead and left click on that, click OK, and instead of saying cherry, it's going to say door frame. And then if you want to change the other items, you can. So door handle material, it is aluminum. I'm going to change it to, I'm just going to go with copper. And whenever you're finished with making your changes, you're going to click OK. And this is my new door. Visually, I can see that it should be a little bit bigger than the one that I have, because it's at 4 feet wide. So I'm going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to escape 2 times, and I'm going to enter into my 3D view. So visually, we can already see a difference. And I'm going to go to realistic view and zoom in. So here's my door that was the normal, and then here is my door that I changed the attributes to. So it's wider, 3 feet, 4 feet, and if I manage to look at the handle, this one, it's not showing the handle, but this one would be copper. Okay, so basically that's how you do the doors. You have your door option, you can choose your door, and if you ever do any adjustments to a door, make sure you do a duplicate, and because otherwise if you don't duplicate it, it's going to change every single door to that new attributes, the new features that you changed it to, and in most cases you do not want that to occur. Okay, so in review, that is the door tool and Revit.